Welcome back to the channel, guys. Once again, I am Kyle with Limitless Power Sports Service and Repair. What I got going on behind me today is a 2014 Honda TRX 420 FM1. This is an old boss of mine's four-wheeler. Started acting up on a while back. I wasn't going to film anything on it, and I got a hold of him. He wants me to do oil change and stuff on it too. I already did diff fluids and a bunch of other things for him. So I'm just going to walk you guys through how to do an oil change on this thing. It's really simple. It's not that hard. You know, drain the oil out, change the oil filter, put the proper amount of oil in there. On this model here, it takes 3.3 liters or 3.487 quarts. 3.5, that little bit's not going to make a difference. So I'm going to walk you guys through that on how to change the oil on this thing. Just short, simple video, nothing crazy for you guys. And if you have any questions, comment down below. And again, you guys can hit me up at limitlesspowersports78@gmail. We can correspond back and forth like that. Once again, on motorcycles, ATVs, UTVs, or whatever it may be. So we're going to jump into this one right now, guys. All right, so on the left side of the motorcycle here, you got this little flap. This one here is what is for the oil fill, oil check. So that's where we fill it at. And then down here on the bottom, should be a 17 millimeter bolt right here. We'll take that out and we'll drain the oil into the pan. And then on the other side over here, we'll walk around to what is the right side of the motorcycle. We'll have to take the seat off, flip that up out of the way. We'll take this little guy out here, this little push button. I got a great set of push button pliers around here somewhere. What did I do with those? I don't remember what I did with them now. But I'll show them to you guys here in a second when I do take that off. I'll leave a link down in the description for them. Now I'm a little trying to figure out what the heck did I do with that thing. I might have put them back away. I don't remember. So we'll take this little guy here. I have these. These things work phenomenal for pulling out these little push pins and stuff. Really simple. A lot of guys struggle with that. Just put it in there like that. Pull it up a little bit. And bam, done. These things work great. I'll leave a link in the description. For anything I use, guys, I'll try to leave a link in the description, especially if it's on Amazon and stuff. I have an affiliate link, so I'll definitely leave a link in the description for you guys on that one. And I'll pull this off, and the oil filter's on the back side over here. All right, guys, so like I said, it's a 17 millimeter. You got an oil pan here. Come up in here, and we'll just break that bad boy loose. I don't knock the camera over for you. And then we'll just pull the drain plug out. We always want to put a new crush washer on here. You can buy these crush washer kits, copper or aluminum, pretty easily. His oil actually looks pretty nice, but his maintenance light was on. And I talked to him. He said, yeah, go ahead and change it while we're here. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to let this drain out. I'm actually going to pull the oil fill and check out just to let air flow through a little bit nicer. And there we go with that. So we'll let that drain out, and now we'll move on to taking the side cover off so we can check and get the oil filter. All right, you guys saw me take that one out. I'm going to take the one out on the other side here real quick. We got that off. And now we just need to pull this thing off here. I don't know why this bad boy's not. We got that one there. Come over to the other side. Same thing over here. Pop that side off. Pop that off. And then we'll take this whole section off right here. Just so I can give you guys a better view of the oil filter. So apparently on this model, it's been a while since I worked on one of these guys, but apparently on this one, I didn't need to take those little push pins out. A lot of them, I got to take that top cover off. Sometimes I forget. There's a lot of miles we go through, so shoot me for not remembering. Anyways, so we have, this takes a K&N 113, or you can buy the stock filter. That's up to you guys. It's right here. It's held in by these 3 8mm by 3 8mm head by 6x10 bolts. Not a big deal. You always want to change the O-rings with that too. I'm going to slide the oil pan over enough to catch anything that falls out of it. I'm going to put a light on my head. That way we can see what's going on with that. Grab an 8mm socket. I heard my 10mm hit the floor. And then we'll take this bad boy off here. And I'm missing my pan a little bit. There we go. So it has an O-ring right here, a small one, and an O-ring that goes all the way around that. We'll replace both of those. All right, guys, so I got the seal. Already replaced that one. Here's the old one. Just take a nice little pick, stick it in there, and just pull it up and around, no big deal. Grab the new one, slap it on, throw a little oil on there, make sure she's nice and lubed. Pretty simple. New oil filter, put it on there like so. Check this guy out. I'm gonna check this one more time just to make sure there's no debris or anything in here. I'll wipe the lip off a little bit. Everything looks great. Make sure the spring's still in there. It's still there. New O-ring, spring's still there. New O-ring, new oil filter. And then we'll just slide it back in and on. Get it all lined up, push it nice and even. Grab our screws. We'll thread them in there nice and easy by hand first. Run this in till they're right up there snug. Then I'll grab our torque wrench and we'll torque these 10 to 12 Newton meters. So grab the torque wrench here, turn it on. We're gonna go to 11, right in the middle street here. There we go. So that's our oil filter. We'll put the cover back on it now, and then we'll put the drain bolt back in with new crush washer and tighten that down to 34 Newton meters. All right, guys, got a new crush washer on here. We're gonna just go ahead and put it up. I always start my bolts by hand so we don't cross it, thread anything. It'd be really horrible to cross thread a drain bolt. It's no fun to put a time serter or a Healy coil in those things. Got it in there. Now we're gonna torque it, like I said, to 34 Newton meters. There we go. And that one's done. So that's simple, guys. Now we're gonna move up to filling this motor with 3.487, 3.3 liters, 3.5 quarts. All right, so I like to make sure, like I took it off while it was draining, but I made sure to wipe it all down, but I'll make sure again so we don't get any debris or dirt down in there. This one is, again, Midwest guys that do a lot of farm use vehicles here. So make sure that's all cleaned up. We'll untwist this out once again. Pull it out. Double check the O-ring on it. The O-ring looks really nice still. And then I'll wipe the lip off around it, pulling towards the outside so no debris falls down in there. All that looks really good. And I'll set that on a cloth. And now we'll fill it up with 3.5 quarts of oil. And I know you guys don't want to watch that, so I'll fast forward through it. All right, so we got 3.5 in there. We're gonna let it run down. I always take my oil containers and I'll pull my funnel out, put it in one, and flip them upside down and let them run back into the one that's half full. That way we get we use all the oil. We're not throwing anything out into the environment we don't need to. I'm also gonna change the spark plug while we're here. I did get a new spark plug, so I'll just go ahead and grab my spark plug wrench for that. We'll just change that real quick. That wasn't even hardly tight. Yeah, you guys can see it's pretty black there. So it's a good thing we're changing this. It's pretty getting fouled out, a little crusty there. Throw this new guy in here real quick, and then we'll pull out the oil and we'll double fire this thing up and double check the height after it circulates through and we let it set. Most of your spark plugs are anywhere from 15 to 17 Newton meters. They're not super crazy tight. You want to make sure you get that washer on the bottom crushed. That way you got proper sealing. But that's just the hand tight, guys. But yeah, I think they're about 17 Newton meters. I might be wrong on that number, but you know, get them in there. Make sure that washer's crushed on the bottom. That way it seals properly. All right, let's get this. Make sure that's all the way down on there. Let's get this guy out of here, plug it off, throw that in there, and throw one of my bottles upside down here. Start draining it while we go check the oil height. Let's see. Yep, oil's just a little high. Of course, we haven't ran it through the new oil filter or anything like that too, so that's going to play a factor. So, all right, well, let's turn the key on. Fire this thing up. We'll let it run 30, 40 seconds, shut it off, and then double check it. Let it settle for a few minutes, and then double check the oil height. All right, so let's check this oil out here after we've got it let it settle down here. And we'll see how the height looks. We'll take it out, clean it off, make sure the O-ring's all the way up. Right there at the top. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now we'll just finish putting the bodywork back on, give the customer a call, let him know he's all finished up so he can come get it. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. If you got any comments, leave them down below. Or you can reach me at limitlesspowersports78@gmail.com. Catch you on the next one.